Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. This is the first of a series of 5 messages for this week, filmed here in beautiful Amsterdam in the Netherlands, where I'm here for a Christian conference. And, many Christian leaders gathered from across Europe and the world for this conference. And I had the privilege of meeting Dick Eastman and his wife, Dee. Now, Dick Eastman leads the Every Home Crusade and for many years ran the Change the World School of Prayer. And I remember as a young Christian, Janice, who was then not even my fiance yet, Janice gave me a couple of books by Dick Eastman because through the Salvation Army, she had been involved with a crusade that he had carried out. And the books were, one was called The Hour That Changes the World, and the other one was No Easy Road. But they were all around making prayer a lifestyle. I remember being tremendously impacted by these books and realizing that for my future in Jesus Christ, I would have to make prayer be at the center of who I was. And Janice actually had received a much greater burden than I did for prayer as well. That was over 40 years ago. And I finally got to meet Dick Eastman. And I was able to share with him how formative his books had been for both Janice and I throughout our ministry, and particularly in those early days, giving us a foundation. We weren't always great at praying. I certainly wasn't. But I knew the importance of prayer. It really, something for me to pursue. And I shared with him how today God has helped us start a church in Drogheda, a network of churches around Ireland, also that I lead the Evangelical Alliance. And I told him about how for these last few years, we've been engaged in non-stop 24/7 prayer, leading a prayer movement of people in our local church and beyond, praying 24 hours a day without pause. And as I was talking with him, I could see how him and his wife, they kept just looking at each other and were touched and moved to hear of the fruit that had come from seed that they had sown over 40 years previously. And I know that, I could see what was happening on their faces. And it was so important for me to be able to share this with them. And I've had moments like that myself where people have come to me and they've basically told me about something I did or something I said or a message I preached many years ago that I hadn't realized had touched their life in that way. And suddenly I realized there's a whole new area of fruitfulness that I had played a part in that I didn't know anything about. I do believe there is a day coming in eternity when that's going to happen for all of us that live for Jesus, that we are going to learn of things that happened in people's lives because of something we said or something we did, and that we might never know about in this lifetime, but we will know about when we all stand before the Lord as part of that great crowd that no one can number, of every tribe and tongue and nation. But I would encourage you today, think about some of the people who have had an influence on your life. Think about some of the people who said something to you that set you off on a course of action that was a course of obedience and blessing for you and blessing for others. Think of people who sowed things into your lives, and maybe you never really got the chance to thank them properly for what they did. I didn't expect to meet Dick Eastman this week. I saw him up on the stage in the conference, and even though I'm part of the Council of Empowered 20, the Global Council of Empowered 21, I saw him up on the stage and I thought, wow, Dick Eastman's here getting this Lifetime Global Achievement Award and Global Impact Award. But then to bump into him the next day and just have the opportunity to share my heart and my gratitude with him was a very special thing. I hope it was special for him. It was special for me. And it would be special if you would actually just get in touch with somebody, send an email, write a letter, make a phone call, somebody that's blessed you, and thank them for blessing your life, whether it was a few years ago or whether it was a lot of years ago. There's a power in expressing gratitude. May God bless you today, and join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.